Welcome once again to Senior Focus. I'm your host, Bill Adams. Senior Focus is a show that comes to you a couple times each month through Armstrong's Channel 20 and 100, and it's brought to you by Greg Roten, who is the local community programming manager. Wanted to remind you that if you have missed part of the show, you could always watch it on demand, and also Greg is nice enough to put it up on YouTube. So it'll be there if you want to go back and watch this episode or other shows. Also, we want to thank Keith Kaiser. We come to you each time from the Davis Visitor Center in Mill Creek Park, and it's a beautiful center all year round, has events throughout the year. So please make a point of coming out to the Visitor Center if you can, and all through the metro parks. Today we're going to be talking about the United Way of the Youngstown area, and we have Karen Luke, who is going to be talking with us about what they're up to now and maybe a little bit of the history and just how the United Way operates and how the money that you can donate can make a real difference in our area. So thanks a lot for coming.
Well, thank you, Bill, and thank you, Armstrong, for having me this morning. And certainly the Davis Center is such a beautiful venue in our valley. Mm-hmm. Bill, we serve about 172,000 people last year through United Way. We have an impact model that focuses on education, income, health, and community support services. We invest in over 34 partner agencies that provide over 70 health and human service programs. So I'm really pleased with the work that we do. In 2013, we actually funded over $2 million investing in programs and services here that actually provide the health, safety, and welfare of our individuals in the valley. So, you know, we're very much measurable results oriented. Mm-hmm. So every program that is funded, you know, certainly has to provide results so that we can see that we're really making a difference in the lives of those that we're servicing. So I'm excited to talk to you about things that we do with the seniors, as well as some of the other programs and things that we're doing right now currently.
Why don't we, at this point, and we'll repeat this during the show, give contact information if people wanted to call your office and learn more about it?
Sure. It's 330-746-8494 is the United Way office. I would also encourage guests that watch the show to call 211, which is a sponsored number through, you know, funding through United Way. That's through Help Hotline, and that's a general number anyone can call for questions that they may have about assistance for support or services, especially seniors that may need help, don't know where to turn to. Call 211, and they can really assist you and direct you in the way that you need to go.
Is Dorothy Bartow part of that? I think she over at Help Hotline. She's
They do a great job. They really do. Dwayne and his entire team do a very nice job.
Right, and again, we encourage you, you know, if you have questions afterwards, again, you use 211. What is your actual title? I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. It's I'm the Director of Resource Development.
Okay.
And, you know, we have a very small staff, but a very hardy staff. We wear, you know, multiple hats, and certainly we're all involved in making sure that the programs that we fund make an impact. So Bob Hannon is our president. He oversees the entire structure.
Okay.
However, you know, many of us are involved in some of the programs as well, and we get to go out to the agencies and witness them firsthand to see what the impact is.
Yeah, we'll talk about a lot of the agencies, and so you get an idea out there of what United Way is all about, what the programs are that they fund. Now, are you at the end of a cycle of trying to raise money, or where do we stand right now with that?
Absolutely. We run a general campaign appeal every year. We work with corporations, individuals, workplace campaigns. We actually write grants and foundations. We are raising $2.5 million for the community. We're very, very close.
Oh, good.
We're sort of the race to the finish. We have a campaign chair this year, Becky Wall, who's she's vice president of Deering Compressor and Pump. She's doing a great job to help us solidify some of those final appeals, and we're very confident that we'll be able to raise that $2.5 million again for the community. So we're right at the tail end of getting that number announced.
Okay, yeah, it's always exciting to see the you know, the announcements about how well the community has supported United Way over the years. If it's okay at this point, maybe we'll talk about some of the specific programs. You said 30-some agencies?
Right. We have about 34 partner agencies that fund over 70 health and human service programs. And of course, United Way has some of its own initiatives as well. And
Okay.
if I can just tell you one that I think is very timely for our audience is the VITA program.
Sure.
That is the volunteer income tax assistance that we support through a government grant. We're in partnership with Youngstown State University, the local AARP, to have the ability to offer tax services. These are volunteers that are IRS certified and trained. They can also have counseling for any tax questions that they may have. We have them at a variety of sites. I actually have last year's locations and things with me. We're finalizing the locations and the different times that will be offered through tax season, but I can give you an idea that all of our local libraries do have times and appointments available to have taxes done. We also do it at the OCA, MyCap, Youngstown State University, as I mentioned, and also we're hoping to put on another new location in the Cornersburg area.
Oh, good.
So we're in discussion with Zion Lutheran Church.
On Canfield Road, yeah.
Correct. So we're hoping to meet the needs of those in our community. That's really for people that are low income, may have limited English speaking proficiency, as well as the elderly. So last year we completed over 3,000 tax returns and actually brought over $3 million back into the community. So
Oh, that's a great
very
deal.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting.
I mean, you think of all the benefits to the individual people, but like you say, $3 million to the entire community. And of course, what do people do with the money they save there? They maybe spend it on food and other local services.
Absolutely. We're just giving back right to the valley.
So that's the VITA program, and that'll be coming up through April. And how about some of the other ongoing programs?
Sure.
We want I know there's a listing actually on your website, which I don't know if we mentioned that, but it's www.ymvunitedway.org, so you can go there.
Absolutely. And Bill, one of the other things that we're involved with, United Way has, certainly invested in our partnerships through other programs and services and other agencies. However, we are also part of many collaborations. So we're actually in collaboration with the Mahoning Adult Protection Network, and many area organizations, local business leaders are involved in that. And again, that's in conjunction with 211. Compass Family and Community Services actually has a grant that they're administering for this particular program.
Okay.
And what we do through that is individuals can call 211 if there's a senior emergency. We do have a person through a graduate program through YSU that's overseeing the program, so that any senior is not if they have help, if they need help, say it's an evening where they lose their heat.
Okay.
They've got no assistance, they've got no family, they might call a neighbor. The neighbor or themselves can call 211, and there is an after-hour support where we would make sure that that senior receives the shelter, the food, maybe an overnight stay somewhere. So many of the partners collaborate just to make sure that those individuals do not fall between the cracks and are left without. So I think that's a great program.
Yeah, that's tremendous. I didn't realize about that. And again, that's Compass is sort of the lead agency on that.
Correct.
They're over on Marmion Avenue, which is on the south side. And that's really nice to know. Again, and we're at this point we're talking to you from the winter time, and certainly there's a need. Like you pointed out, somebody's heat could go out, or they just have some other problems that just come up, and it's nice to know, like over or past 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they can contact someone.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of 211. You can call that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It never shuts down, and people need the support, and they need to know that there are programs and services out there that can help them. Some of the other things that we do certainly is really working through our funded partners to make sure that seniors have the ability to live in their homes independently, I have a father who is living in his home as yet, and he's
Good.
getting up in age. And every time I ask him about his birthday, he keeps repeating that it's the year before. So it's like he wants to stay one certain age. So when I ask him how old he is, he's like 84. So I'm fine with that. And many of them that are serviced through Catholic Charities or through United Methodist Community Center, many of those funded partners have programs where seniors can be assessed in their homes to make sure that maybe, vision services, medication is where it needs to be, so that they can remain independent. And if they're not able to remain independent, what is the next step? So we have social service workers that will work to more or less assess things and then possibly refer them out. Many of our senior centers and our high-rises even have the ability for them to receive wellness programs, exercise programs in-house. So again, Catholic Charities, United Methodist Community Center. Another local center is the Emmanuel Community Care Center in Girard, and they actually offer a family crisis stabilization program. And again, making sure that all individuals in that community receive the food, clothing, shelter. I know Sister Jean out there actually said she's so surprised how many seniors need the food and are very thankful for that pantry service out there.
Sure.
So that's
And that's
important
in
as well.
Girard, yeah.
That's in Girard.
I was just going to say, and also we talked a little before the show, and we've had these folks on the show before, like Interfaith Home Maintenance will do repairs for low-income seniors. The neighborhood centers, Associated Neighborhood Centers, which is over on the east side, there's a senior center and they have programming. So, yeah, there are multiple agencies. As we were going through the list, 34 providers, virtually all of them, I guess, at some point, help seniors with an issue.
Absolutely, and they're all unique too in many ways. Some of them do overlap, but many of them offer unique services. And I'll just share with you Jewish Family Services and
Right.
Community Center. They actually provide programs to make sure seniors receive the transportation to needed appointments and different things, as well as the whole social emotional factor. So I know they have some programs that is for computer access and outreach, making sure seniors have the ability to be on Facebook and to Skype. Many people now live out of town. Families are sort of moving away. Some people are here. I think it's a great way for them to stay emotionally attached to their family members. The Salvation Army has what's called a SASSY senior program.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
And
that.
I believe that stands for, I have it here, Salvation Army Sensational Seniors of Youngstown.
Okay.
And they actually have an exercise program that they train the seniors in, and they really want them to be able to go home with repetition, be able to increase their mobility and their strength and their endurance. And hopefully after a year, they're on the program just doing these exercises at home. So I think that's pretty cool to share as well.
Sure.
And of course, one other thing that we do provide is hearing. I know myself, my dad, I think, is a little stubborn about getting his hearing checked, but I think it's important for our seniors to know that for certain eligibility requirements, if they meet that through Youngstown Hearing and Speech, of
Okay.
course, there's assessments, there's hearing aid availability. Those are the types of things that we do help to fund so that when the need is there, the service can be delivered.
And the Youngstown Hearing and Speech, that's, I think, over on Southern, over the Beatley Park near, right? The
Correct.
Akron
Yeah.
Children's Hospital area. Yeah, so, as you can tell, if you're, at home, there are a lot of things that I didn't know about, just, learning about some of these programs. So there are a multitude of programs that are senior-specific or, parts of agencies' mission is, again, to dedicate it towards the senior welfare. And keeping people at home has been a real theme here, because folks would rather not go to a long-term care facility if they don't have to.
Correct,
So,
correct.
yeah.
And I think it's important for the caretaker to receive the support and the services that they need to be able to help with the situation, whether it's a professional person or whether many people are helping their parents. They may have family members, maybe a daughter or son is helping a senior person as well. And so I'm pleased to say even the Jewish Family Services offers programs for seniors and their caretakers so that, again, they can address any situations that might turn into a crisis situation if they're not able to handle things. So it's a very preventative program and making sure that they can just get through many of the days that might present, hardship or a problem. How do you deal with it?
Sure.
Who do you turn to? So I think that's important.
Well, and we're talking with, again, most of the folks I would think out there may be over 50, like myself, and the both of us now, but but you mentioned you've been, a 30-year member or funder of United Way yourself, and I think a lot of people out there know it through work, where someone maybe came in or talked to their employer, or you were just sort of like, it was just the way you did it. I mean, they came around and said, okay, here's your United Way card, and it was just sort of accepted that, everybody would participate, because the thinking is, again, many people in the area benefit, and many of the people who, again, are watching out there maybe donated over the years, and now maybe they have a need.
Absolutely, and I will take this moment to thank everyone that does support the United Way, because I can promise you those dollars are well invested. We do have community volunteers that work to oversee the programs, to make the allocation decisions, and I know that's a tough job, but the need is many, and we're hoping that many of the programs that are in use right now are certainly preventative, so the situation does not happen in the first place. They're more solution-based. That's very important. But yes, we're very excited about the work that's being done, and also as seniors, might keep us in mind as they make a bequest or in their will for planned giving. Certainly that's available through the United Way, and I call it sort of one gift, countless results, because it is focused in many areas, but without the multitude of people giving, we couldn't accomplish the work that we do.
Well, in talking about that, about planned giving and bequests and things like that, would they contact you? Would you be the individual at the United Way?
Absolutely. They can call us again at 330-746-8494. We're also located right in Youngstown on Watt Street, next to Mount Carmel Church. So our office is open Monday through Friday. We're very visible. Visit our website. We do have contact information that way as well.
Is that becoming a larger part of maybe the funding? I mean, I guess traditionally it's been the yearly drive that you have, your appeal, but are you seeing more people learning about, planned giving?
Absolutely, and I appreciate you bringing that up. Many people don't think about giving maybe a gift of stock, possibly, or as I mentioned, long-term donors. We have a leadership club, which are donors that are $1,000 or more. That's a significant contribution per year to United Way, and if a spouse, between the two people, if they give the $1,000, they're designated as a leadership donor. We are fortunate to have a matching gift program, so any new gifts under that leadership category are matched through a local foundation. So up to $100,000. So we're very excited to be able to offer that. Where can you get your return on investment there at 100%?
Right. So
200%.
Yeah. So if someone hasn't been giving in the past and they think, well, this is a really neat idea, and if they have $1,000 a year contribution, United Way will get a match. So it doubles basically.
That's
to
right.
2,000. Okay.
Doubling your impact basically. So we're excited about that.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah. Well, could you talk a little bit more about the, again, you talked about volunteers, and I know you have a limited staff, so there's so much work that needs to be done. You must rely on people in the community, and how do they fit into that?
That's a really good question. We have a great partner too. I have to put a plug in for a Hands-On Volunteer Network, who's one of our funded agencies, who really takes a lot of the volunteer opportunities in the Valley and has a system for very methodically putting people in the right places to do the work. And through United Way, we do have many volunteers. We have a volunteer board of directors. We have volunteer committees that service under our marketing area, our impact area, community support. So one of the big things that we do every year, Bill, is our Day of Caring activity. And many United Ways call that a day of action, but it's where we can partner with our agencies Last year, we partnered as well with the Youngstown Neighborhood Development Corporation. A lot of blight in our area, and we're trying to clean that up. So many homes were attended to. We did a lot of landscaping work out there, many for seniors, because we also focused with Area Agency on Aging.
Okay.
So if anyone's interested in volunteering with United Way, especially for our Day of Caring event, which happens to kick off our campaign in 2014. Again, please contact us or contact your workplace. Let them know you want to become involved, want to do some good work, and really, I can promise you, you get a lot out of that internally. You really feel good after a very hard day's work out in the valley. So,
Do you know when that'll be this year?
I believe our
What
date
month?
is September 6th.
Okay, in
so it's
September.
usually the first Friday in September.
Okay. And of course, anytime between now and then, you can contact United Way about volunteering. I'm glad you mentioned Hands-On Volunteer Network. They've been here a couple times on the show. And they not only provide volunteer options, and that's, when they were on the show, we were trying to encourage seniors to get involved by volunteering, but they have the RSVP program, and, they have calls to seniors where they'll call on a daily basis to try to, just to check on folks to make sure they're doing well. And again, that's all, going back to what we talked about earlier, designed to help people stay at home and enjoy, life in their own home.
Right, and look forward to that call where someone actually cares about them. And I'm sure that if they don't receive some follow-up, they might be able to have someone check in on them. So great service, absolutely, Bill.
Right.
I'm just excited to have the opportunity to talk with you today, and it's been so nice. And we do appreciate everyone that's watching, and just knowing that United Way is doing phenomenal things through their partnerships, really making a lot of impact in so many different ways. So, we're glad to be on the program anytime. Hope to do this again with you sometime soon.
Right. Well, we have a few minutes, and again, we'll remind folks towards the end of the contact information. Do you know any of the history? I mean, how long has United Way been in Mahoning Valley?
Sure. We've been a United Way since 1919, and actually 11 local businessmen got together, probably sat around a table just like this, and said, we have to do something for the good of the valley. There's need out there. There's human service needs. And so from there, United Way was born at that time, and again, there's many communities, community chests that were involved as well, and just have continued to do work for over 90 years. So very tried and true way of giving back. And as you mentioned earlier, we still have workplace campaigns that are a big part of the total dollar that we are able to raise. So any individuals or business leaders that want to become involved should contact us, because again, a new corporate gift or workplace gift through our matching foundation is matched their first year, and we really do need the support. That's about 50% of the way that we raise our funds is through workplace campaign.
Yeah, that's what I was going to guess. It's a large percentage. And of course, in our history of our valley, your job, and we were younger then, but it would have been much easier back in the 60s and 70s when the mills were still in place. I think you probably had a lot of participation there. And then, of course, with the drop-off in employment, it has been, I'm sure, harder over the last 2-3 decades for United Way here locally. So, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It takes a lot of outreach, and so beyond the corporations, we are trying to work with some new corporations that are coming into the valley, some that may be related in the oil and gas industries, and they've been very, very welcoming to us to sit down, and so actually we're working up some new partnerships with them right now, because things do change. Every year it's not like a textbook, I wish it was, but it's not a textbook campaign, and so you have to sort of divert things and make changes on a dime so that you can still accomplish your task of raising those dollars. So yeah, that's some of the things that we're working on right now.
And you mentioned 50% or so comes from that workplace donations. Do you know what the other breakdown would be approximately?
Oh, sure. Our corporate giving is approximately 15 to 20%. We have a small percentage through some of our special events. About 7% or so is raised through special events. So again, coming out to support United Way special events really helps out as well. And of course, foundation and individual donor giving.
You mentioned the matching foundation money. Where does that come from?
That's an anonymous foundation.
Okay, they don't-
that is
okay.
through Huntington Bank. Yeah.
Okay, they would rather not
Great
be.
partner, exactly. But we're very thankful for it.
Sure,
so.
that's very nice of them to do that. Again, we're talking with Karen Luke. Karen is with United Way of Youngstown in the Mahoning Valley. And we've been talking about a lot of the ways that you can get involved with United Way to support it. But also, again, and why don't we have a couple minutes ago, why don't we sum up some of the ways that we're serving, or you're serving seniors or the programs specifically. Again, we talked about one of the ways is 211, and maybe if you want to reiterate that.
Absolutely. Again, anyone in need that isn't sure where to call, I encourage them at any age, especially seniors, to call 211. There's a very trained staff there through Help Hotline that can answer the calls, listen to your need, actually dissect your need, and refer you to the proper, so that you're not calling a million different places and trying to get that solution. You're
Right.
being directed to that provider or partner that can really help. For seniors, if your need is immediate, or you're just not seeing a solution to your issue, we can have that coordinator through our Mappin group, which is the Mahoning Adult Protection Network, get involved. We do have a direct number for him as well, so 211 can contact that person at any time, 24/7, and we'll make sure that senior receives their services.
Is Mappin, that's the one that's sort of coordinated through Compass?
Correct.
Right, Compass Family Services. Okay, and again, those are some examples of United Way specifically working with seniors, and of course you work with all kind of other agencies, and we didn't mention them all, but the YMCA, the YWCA, the Red Cross, Boys Scouts, Girl Scouts,
Exactly.
all ages, right?
Exactly, Boys and Girls Club. We have Mahoning Valley Dispute and Resolution Services, which provides a great service in our valley for dispute resolution, hoping to keep people in their homes, especially if you've got landlord or tenant disputes and those types of things. Community legal aid services, providing preventative services so that people aren't being foreclosed on. There's so many ways, and again, focusing under education, income, health, and community support, really covers all of the needs in our valley. So we're very fortunate.
Okay, we have got a minute to go or so. Why don't we give the phone number one more time?
Absolutely, Bill. Our number at United Way is 330-746-8494. Again, we're available to you Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:45.
Thank you very much for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for
Sure.
having me.
And again, you've been watching Senior Focus. I'm your host, Bill Adams. We come to you a couple times each month through Armstrong's Channel 20 and Channel 100, and thank you to Greg Roten. Again, if you happen to miss part of this episode or you want to see it again, you could go to OnDemand on Armstrong or go to YouTube, and you can type in Armstrong Cable and Senior Focus, and you'll find at least 20 of the shows online right now. Again, my name is Bill Adams. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Armstrong Local Programming features our community like no one else. Meet your friends and neighbors at special events. Find the perfect pet. Celebrate our region's rich history or enjoy our natural wonders. Armstrong Local Programming is available online, on demand, and on your local Armstrong channel. Find the complete program schedule at ArmstrongOneWire.com. Local programming, exclusively from Armstrong. One Wire, infinite possibilities.